from Peoria, Arizona. You are listening to Breakthrough Thinking. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. And, of course, the first Wednesday of each month, it is the Peoria Chamber of Commerce Radio Hour, brought to you by the Breakthrough Thinking Broadcasting Network. I'm Dave Isaac with our great producer, Greg, and we have a great, very special guest today in the hotel industry, Leslee Kies. Leslee, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. And would you call it the hospitality industry?
That's correct.
Yeah, that is really cool. And regional director of sales for 3 properties, that has to keep you pretty busy, I'm thinking.
I am busy.
I can imagine. Now, before we go on, though, however, I am intrigued by your resume, your bio. Grew up in Detroit, Michigan, Detroit Red Wing fan, and I
am.
And do you still follow them?
I go to hockey games and root for them with the Coyotes playing. I know
That's typically the case, though. Usually it seems like half the building is usually the other team's fan club that have moved or traveled here, either one. Especially Detroit, Chicago seems like they draw quite a few of those fans. So. It went to Eastern Michigan University, Detroit, Michigan. Boy, they've had some issues over the years, I guess, from a financial standpoint. So hopefully they recover. I think they are, though, aren't they?
From what I know, I've been gone for quite a while, but they have been working on their downtown area to bring it to life again. So I think it's working.
But not to get political, the one thing I can never understand, I'll probably never understand, how can Flint, Michigan go without water for so long? I can't even, I just don't understand that. Like, who didn't step up to the plate? And all the little kids and the people are, lead poisoning, I heard, and some permanent damage, perhaps. And it's like, how is that even possible this day and age, right?
Yeah, I don't know all the details, but it was crazy.
Sense, yeah. I feel so bad for them. That's a sad situation. I assume it's getting a bit better.
I hope
so. But it has lasted a long time. So wow, you have an interesting background from Detroit to San Diego.
Correct.
Quite a difference in climate.
Very, and I was so happy to be leaving Michigan.
Yeah.
Because of that reason.
San Diego's great.
Beautiful.
And any favorite thing you did there?
Going to the beach.
Yeah? Mission Beach?
Mission Beach.
Pacific Beach?
Pacific Beach.
Wow.
All the beaches.
You know all those. Wow.
I know all those.
Now, what year was that
do I have to say?
Well, no, I have a reason for telling you. I have a brother that's on TV and radio there. Maybe you've heard of him, but it might have been...
It was a long time ago.
Like in the 90s?
It
80s.
Was a long time ago.
Okay. So you probably have not heard of The Lawyer in Blue Jeans.
I have not.
Okay. I think that was probably after you may have moved to the L.A. area.
Correct. Or maybe.
How's that L.A.? I grew up there.
Yeah.
What part of L.A. did you?
I lived in the San Gabriel Valley.
Okay. Sure.
All over. I moved a lot. I was young and...
Young and what?
Young and stupid.
Oh, that's what I thought you was going to say. Well, that's my next question because it says online dating service in 2000. You met your husband.
Correct.
Well, that's not stupid. That sounds like...
No, that was in Reno, though.
Oh, you went to Reno to do that.
I moved to Reno.
What online dating service did you use?
It was AOL.
Chat.
Excuse me, love.com.
Love.com?
Which does not even exist anymore, and you couldn't even put pictures on the website back then.
So tell us about that process. How did that work?
It was just a profile you filled out, and I only answered emails that I got. I never went in and searched, and he sent me an email. So.
And it was love at first sight?
It was, actually. We were married 5 months later.
Wow. That is so cool.
Yep.
And it's it'll be 17 years in
November.
Mm-hmm. Greg, how did I know all this? I don't know how 17 came
You're
up
a
in my
mind
mind.
reader.
Yes, or ESP.
And 2000,
okay.
2017. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool though. So, any tips on married life, on marriage?
Just respect and communicate.
You're right.
And trust the person you're with.
Totally makes sense. Not like Paul Simon says, "Love the one you're with," right?
And have fun. I think that's...
Well, that's important, right? If you don't have fun, well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, well, you got to have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. So, nice background. What was,
you.
let's see, you majored, communications and marketing. And so
Yes.
you're right up your alley with the hotel stuff,
Yes.
Director of Regional Sales. That is pretty cool. How do you like Reno, by the way?
Reno was a very nice place to live. When I moved there in, I think it was 1989, it was a small community. When I left 17 years later,
it was a big community.
It was a big community, but a nice place to live. It's just cold. People don't realize it's only an hour from Lake Tahoe.
Oh.
So it's 3,400 feet up in elevation. It gets really cold.
Snows.
It snows. The last winter we were there, they had the worst snowstorm in 90 years, and my husband and I looked at each other and said, "We're done."
Phoenix is the place to be.
Phoenix is the place to be.
Wow.
No more winter for me. I'm done unless I want to go to it and leave.
Now, I know a bit about Reno because of Lake Tahoe.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching all the past episodes of Bonanza. What I didn't know is the Ponderosa, they own the whole coastline of Lake Tahoe on one side. I mean, that was...
it's up there. It's
1,000 acres of Ponderosa.
I know where the ranch is. I've gone by it. For sure.
There is a Ponderosa?
Yes.
Wow, 1,000
I don't know if
acres.
it's even open anymore, though. I think it was closing when I left.
Well, it's a cool show. You remember it?
I do.
Yeah, I've been taping, and I'm probably an expert now. Like, what's Haas's real name in the movie? Eric.
Yeah.
1,000 acres.
I didn't know that.
How would I know these things? Little Joe. Why was
Google?
he called? No. Well, I've been watching it, and I watched the very first episode. I'm on season 1 again. So Little Joe, how was he named Little Joe? People don't know these things.
I have no idea.
Maybe because he was little?
Maybe.
No. It's because compared to Haas, he was little.
Oh.
So I know all these trivia
makes
questions.
sense.
No one would know these things. We're going to do Trivia Day on Bonanza. That'd be sort of fun. Anyway, let's get right into it because, wow, you got a lot probably to offer and share with people. The properties. Now, you got 3 of them you manage.
I don't manage.
Or I mean the director of sales, regional sales director,
correct.
I should say.
Correct.
And, of course, one is Youngtown, Arizona. That's Sun City area.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
What is Youngtown? I haven't even heard of that.
It's a small community right by Sun City.
Okay. So the actual address is Youngtown. That's the Quality Inn. Windmill Suites. That sounds like a sort of classy name. I like that. And that's in Surprise.
Correct.
Yeah. Probably not too far, right, from Sun City?
Not at all. It's only about 3.5 miles.
And this one's probably a little bit further, I-10 West at 51st Avenue, Comfort Inn.
Correct.
All related by a related parent. So as a regional director of sales, what does that mean? What do you do?
I handle all the sales and marketing for all 3 of the hotels. I book the groups, corporate accounts, and the meeting rooms. 2 of the properties have meeting rooms. So I handle all of that. I deal with travel agencies and housing companies that work with tournaments. I get the word out about our properties. That's my main goal, and then to fill it up and get the rooms rented.
So how do you get the word out?
Oh, there's many, many, many different ways.
What's your favorite way?
My favorite way is actually meeting clients and networking.
So like corporate groups and corporates.
Yes. And going to chamber functions like the Peoria
okay.
Chamber, a Surprise Chamber I go.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah. Peoria, Surprise. I go to some functions with the Glendale Chamber. So, yeah, I belong to an association called Arizona Business Travelers Association.
Oh, really?
I've belonged to that group for about 8-9 years on and off.
Wow.
Meeting a lot of people and getting the word out.
How long have you been employed with the hotel group?
with this particular group, 2 years. It'll be 2 years, actually,
okay.
August 23rd.
I was wondering, do they have, since you're in sales and marketing, do they have like expectations, a quota, standards that they put upon you? Mm-hmm. And
fill the hotels, basically.
That's really it, huh? Wow. Okay. So an easy standard, no vacancies. Okay. Well, that's something they have to measure, and I assume they probably measure it quarterly or something.
There's goals, quarterly and yearly, things like that.
Now, is the summertime slower?
Yes.
So it definitely is.
Actually, this summer we are over year over year last summer. So we've been busy. It's been a good summer. There's a lot of sports groups coming in and tournaments, and especially in Surprise.
Really?
Yes. And Peoria, too.
Oh,
at the Peoria Sports Complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's so do you, of course, you have to capture them when you know there's an event. So do you reach out to
I do a lot of prospecting.
So you'll call groups that you know are coming in.
Correct.
Wow. How does that go?
And I work with the housing companies. The housing companies, these sports tournaments reach out to housing companies, and the housing companies do all the work of putting together the tournaments as well as contacting the lodging partners. And then I work with the housing companies in terms of the blocks of rooms for these groups.
Wow. So by now, 2 years there, so you probably know if there's any consistency, people coming the same time, usually each year.
Yes.
Makes it probably a little bit easier.
Yes. I've been in the hotel industry in this area 10 years since I've been here.
So you know a lot of people.
I know a lot of people.
That is really cool. That's that would be important if you're going to be expected to fill the rooms up.
Absolutely.
Now, so are the summertime, are they discounted? I mean, do you lower the rate to get more people, or
we yield it's what we call yielding our rates.
Yeah.
To time of year, seasonality, things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's that's what I understand. I remember, wow, it's been a long time. The Phoenician, before I lived here, actually, they had a smoking deal at the Phoenician. And of course, that place it's pretty amazing, right, as a resort. And it must have been 15, 20 years ago, probably, that I went down there, and it was ridiculously cheap, $158.
Probably in the summer.
Yeah, it was in the summer.
Of course.
It was a really cool place as a resort.
Neat.
Yeah. But, of course, that's not your competition. Not
it's
at all.
A little.
Yeah.
It's a different type of property that we have.
Yeah.
That's a resort.
Of course, they got you on everything else. I mean, you go to a restaurant there, you have to put a down payment, take out a loan.
Right.
I do remember that part. But it was interesting. You can't find that anymore, though. That's been a long time.
Some of the resorts still have some pretty good deals during the summer.
Yeah.
You just have to look for them.
And now, so mostly it's groups and corporate accounts. That makes probably the meeting rooms part of the whole deal, I suspect.
Correct.
And
the meeting rooms are also booked, for bridal showers and quinceañeras and parties. We do a lot of family reunions.
Oh, really? Okay, so there's a lot of things that people can, as a group, celebrate at your hotels.
Yes.
Birthday parties.
Yes.
Anniversaries.
Yes.
Probably the whole assortment.
You name it.
Wow. How about divorce parties?
Sure.
I think that's the next big thing, actually. I'm going to go into that business. But, I think this is really good. So tell us how the similarities and differences of each of these properties.
Okay, I'd love to. The Windmill Suites is an all-suite property. Every one of our rooms are two-room suites.
Oh, wow.
Yes. It's
so 2 bedrooms, I suspect.
No, not 2 bedrooms.
Oh, okay.
But 1 bedroom and then a door that closes and then a sitting area with a sofa that pulls out into a bed also. Little kitchenette. I call it a mini kitchenette with a little refrigerator and a microwave. And there's a little bar and some stools. Very nice big rooms.
Nice.
Yes. And we call them true two-room suites because the door closes between the two rooms.
So you walk in, and I suspect you're walking into
the living area.
The living area, then the door is the bedroom.
Correct. And then there's a walk-through bathroom that goes, you can walk through back out into the living area. So
that can accommodate, what, like 4 people or so?
It's a maximum of 4. We have rooms with 2 beds that are double beds, and then we have rooms with 1 king bed.
Oh, okay. So that's perfect for probably families.
Absolutely.
Sounds like. Windmill Suites, that is really good to have that concept. There's no doubt. There's a big market for this.
And this hotel, this property, we are going to be working on renovating it very soon. I'm not sure exactly a start date, but it will be part of the Choice family of hotels.
I've heard of them.
It's going to be an Ascend brand. We'll be able to keep our name, and it's under the Ascend collection.
Oh, wow.
So
that is cool.
It's going to be a boutique hotel is what they call it.
Which is really nice. I suspect there's a pool?
A big pool, and we can't call it, we have to call it a spa now. Can't call it by the brand name, the other name.
The one that starts with J?
Yes.
You can't say that
Not
anymore?
Supposed to, because that's a brand name.
I had no idea.
It's like saying Kleenex.
Or Xerox. Oop, we just said it. We can't say that. But we won't. So big pool. Any hotels have, like, breakfast in the morning? How's that work?
All 3 of our properties have a full hot breakfast buffet.
Really?
Including bacon or sausage, biscuits and gravy, make your own waffles.
Oh, yeah, I like that stuff.
There's fruits and
cereals
and
juices.
Oatmeal and juices, coffee 24 hours.
24?
Yes,
Ooh.
Coffee and tea. It's a very nice breakfast buffet. It's all included in the rate.
Unlike those continental things that are just rolls that are from 2 years ago.
Right.
No, I like the hot breakfast stuff. That's really cool. And, it certainly can fill you up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, that's a really good
One less thing to put on your expense report also.
Oh, yeah.
One less meal.
I wonder what the corporate people do about that. Do they say maybe they probably take the per diem way out then?
Well, they can spend more money on dinner.
That's right. That would be the way to go. Now, any other activities at any of the hotels? Like, is there, like a certain time at night where you'll have some social hour? Nothing like that. Okay, which is okay, because especially at the Windmill, when it's a family-oriented place, you don't want any of that going on. What other things? Are there any other things that any of the hotels that off the top of your head offer? I think that's pretty good as we speak right now, though.
Well, the Windmill Suites has an event space that can be divided into 2 rooms. There's an air wall. It's 2,000 square feet of meeting room space.
Oh, that's a lot.
Can be divided, like I said, in 2 rooms. And the Comfort Inn in Phoenix can seat about 40 to 50 people.
Wow.
It's a small meeting room. The Quality Inn and Suites has 26 suites in an interior building also.
Oh, so they have 26. The same type of suites?
They are not 2 rooms. There's no door between the rooms, but they are suites. They're big rooms. Very nice. Just the Quality Inn has been newly renovated. We just finished that renovation, and we are going to be having. Can I go into this now?
Yes, you can. Ribbon cutting.
We are going to be having a ribbon cutting on August 21st.
Ooh.
Anyone is invited. Please stop by from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's on a Monday.
Oh, Monday.
Yes.
You can have like some.
We'll have some light appetizers, and that's going to be sponsored by Buca di Beppo in Peoria.
That's a cool place.
Yes, they're going to sponsor that, and so we'll be giving some tours of the rooms.
Oh, nice.
We want to show off this great property.
Oh, yeah, and that makes sense. As much PR you can get.
Absolutely.
Any company can use that for sure. Now, so how do you Do you report to one person with these properties, or is it 3 different people?
Well, there's also a regional director of operations, and I do report to him, and we work together. And then we ultimately report to the owners who own all 3 properties.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, because I was just curious with 3 properties, but it makes it probably easier if you have one person that you report to. Now, let's see, you talked about the renovations. Now, the meeting rooms that you said, of course, one of your first responsibility is to fill up the hotel, but also with meeting rooms, have that going too, because I suspect you'll charge for the meeting rooms.
Yes.
You don't have food catered in, but the person running the meeting can.
Yes, when people rent the meeting room, they can bring in their own food or have it catered in.
Yeah. And the maximum capacity on any of those hotels for a meeting room is what?
Well, the Windmill Suites, if you're renting the whole space, anywhere from 80 to 100 people, depending on how it's set up. And it can, again, be divided into half. So either one of the rooms can hold up to about 50 people, 40 to 50.
Right.
The Comfort Inn is about 40 to 50 people.
Okay. But the Windmill, you said about 80 to 100.
Right.
So that's a pretty good crowd. You get a lot of local vendors, a lot of local people doing seminars, workshops there.
We do. Absolutely, we do, yes. And I can set up also group room blocks when people rent the meeting room and they get a discounted rate.
Oh, okay.
And a block of rooms is 10 or more.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes.
So they get a discounted rate if they have hotel rooms sold too? Or is it?
Well, either or. I mean, someone doesn't have to rent the meeting room to get a special rate on a group block and vice versa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you this. How often are these rooms available in case people are listening and they want to, they do seminars, workshops. Is it easy? What's the lead time they have to notify you usually?
I'd say 30 days,
Oh,
but
okay.
people can call me and say, do you have a room available tomorrow to rent?
Oh, man.
And if I do, I'll rent it.
And it's at full rates, I'm sure. So,
well,
yeah, I mean, if they're not going to plan ahead, hey, that's the way it goes. So 30 days notice, that's pretty decent. And what type of, is there any type of things are in these meeting rooms, like projectors or anything?
We do have LCD projectors for rent.
Okay.
The meeting rooms do have screens, and they can use a power cart to put their equipment on, and they basically, most people just bring their own equipment.
Okay. So that's good. And what can I ask what the range of rates are so people can know basically what they're going to look at?
Well, it depends which hotel you're talking about and what kind of event, that
How
kind
about
of thing.
the
Comfort Inn?
No, the Windmill Suites.
The Windmill Suites. The rates normally for the whole space, the whole event center, is about $1,200
a day.
Per day. Yeah.
Okay. And that holds, you said, 80 to 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
About, yeah. And then the Comfort Inn is about $200 a day.
Oh. And that holds 50, right?
Yeah.
That's quite a difference.
Yep.
But the
different
space,
type of.
Yeah. Well, that's not really too bad at all. And what type of things do you get in there? What type of groups do seminars for you? I mean, for the public?
For instance, at the Windmill Suites, we have a driving school.
Oh.
It's for people who get tickets.
Oh, yeah.
To go to traffic school.
So that's sort of a permanent fixture.
Yes.
They're there every.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're there both at the Comfort Inn and at the Windmill Suites about 4 or 5 times a month at each property.
Wow. Yeah. That's good for you guys.
It's great. It's, yeah.
So you have probably a whole assortment of people doing
all
stuff.
Kinds, yes. We have, like I said, anniversaries and parties. And we have one guy who comes in and does a book seminar. He sells books to schools, publications. There's just a whole wide range of people that rent our meeting space. I did want to say something about the Comfort Inn, too. I forgot.
Yeah.
It is being renovated as we speak. It's going to look like a brand new property.
Nice.
Hopefully, I'm going to say by the end of the year, because you never know. And then the Windmill Suites is also going to be renovated as well.
Right.
Completely. Hopefully that'll be done by the end of next summer. Not sure exactly.
Wow.
And, of course, we just renovated the Quality Inn, like I said.
Now, when the renovation happens, then some of the rooms are off the market at that point.
Some, yes.
Yeah. So
they do it in stages.
Yeah, that's always a tough, I was going to say a tough decision, but
not really.
In the long run, it pays off.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to happen. We're really excited.
Now, what do they emphasize, they meaning the owners of these 3 properties? For example, customer service. What are the qualities? What are what's the criteria, the standards that make these hotels so great?
Well, we follow all 3 properties are going to be Choice property. Choice in the Choice brand hotels. So we follow a lot of their trainings that they offer online to our customer service representatives who are our front desk people, to housekeepers, to our engineering staff, our maintenance staff. Everyone goes through these trainings. So they do follow criteria that's involved in these trainings. And, one of the main slogans of Choice is get your money's worth. And so we do depend on reviews on how our guests come back to us after their stay and put reviews on either the Choice brand or TripAdvisor or, the many sites out there. So we do depend on our customer service skills. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would seem to be to me, a big, big thing, whether it's a hotel or a restaurant.
Absolutely.
I remember a huge brand name hotel. I won't mention the name to protect the innocent, but it was like New Year's Eve, I think. I was checking out, and I was watching the person in front of me dialogue with the service person, the front desk guy. And it was interesting where he never really was making eye contact. He was just speaking almost like mechanically, not really recognizing the customer as a person. And so I'm observing this, and I go, wow, they could use a training program. And so she said, he said, well, have a great day, as she was checking out. But he said it as he was turning. So the whole sentence, the end of the sentence was out, she's there in front of him. But as he turns, he's talking to the wall. And she was so in a probably hypnotic state. She did the same thing. And you do the same as she was turning. I'm thinking, wow, these two really didn't connect. And I'm thinking, what a missed opportunity.
Correct.
From a customer service standpoint. And I actually went to this brand because I knew some of the top people. And I suggested I do a training for them. Now, you're probably wondering, what, Dave? You're a radio guy? You're a CPA? No, I'm also neurolinguistic programming, which has to do with the study of human excellence. And I really suggested that, and I explained the story because obviously no one's picking this up. And they're probably too busy to pick it up, but why have training if they're not going to implement it? And you've probably seen it throughout your career.
I have.
It's sad. In fact, I think customer service in America today generally speaking, whether you talk about restaurants or retailers or whatever, is pretty poor. It seems like to me. There's not exceptional customer service. I think if you do exceptional customer service, you will stand out.
Absolutely.
And so that's good that you guys would have some training on that particular topic, and it really does go a long way.
Yes, we do emphasize it by working with our staff and doing coaching and mentoring and one-on-one, guiding, and so we definitely do rely on that a lot. And, there's other criteria for our guests, too. Cleanliness of the room, the breakfast.
That's big, too, yeah.
There's a lot of different things involved that they score us on.
Do you ever take a survey and ask, well, I suspect you do, like on the the internet stuff, how people rate a certain aspect of the hotel?
We get reports.
Oh, you do?
From the brand, from the different websites. Yes.
Yeah, and that would be, I think that's really good feedback.
Absolutely.
Do they, and hopefully they'll probably take it and actually do something about it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of companies may not, but
They
that
do.
would be important. Now, I like the motto you said, get your money's worth. Now, is that, when and how did that develop? Do you know how it did?
I don't know. That's part of the Choice brand.
Yeah, it's a good brand. Get your money's worth. And how would you break that down? What would they mean? I suspect, if I had to guess, get your money's worth, that the hotel, these properties, the Choice brand, for example, would want to exceed people's expectations on what they think value is.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think that's good in any industry, too. How do you... Really, it's how do you exceed your customers, your clients' expectations? And the first thing I would think is what? You got to know what their expectations are.
Right. And then engaging them and talking to people and working with them and meeting their needs before they even expect them.
Yeah. Because when you exceed, or at least meet and exceed, you're gonna, that's a nice reward in itself.
Correct.
You certainly want compliments, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to hear the things that are bad first, and that's unfortunate.
It is.
But yeah,
It's true.
expectations very, very critical, and hopefully, anyone in any industry listening to this, they should start contemplating that. What are my clients' expectations? And it could be totally different, too, is the funny thing. It could be, one person could, the criteria might be price. Another criteria could be being very, and I'm talking about service industries now, like a CPA firm, thoroughness.
Detail-oriented.
Yeah, and a lot of people like that, being conservative. Some people like you being aggressive. So there's not one shoe for all. But if you don't know what their expectations are, you're at a major disadvantage. And if you do know what they are, then there's 2 things to do. Either meet them or change them. Have you ever thought about that? I did that with my CPA firm. And if you can't meet them, then you really have to change them. And sometimes you really can't meet them, right?
There are times, yes.
Because, if the price is out of their price range, well, you
like
can't
in
meet
March.
them. Yeah, I'm sure.
We get a lot of that during spring training.
Yeah, so
That's
I think
our busiest month of the whole year.
Is it really?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow. So you're like sold out totally.
A lot.
Yeah.
Sold out a lot.
Which is
during
good.
that month.
Well, it brings a lot of money into the market out
It's
here,
absolutely wonderful.
Which
we love it.
Oh yeah, which I can imagine is definitely what you want to do. So let's see. So is there any other things these hotels would have to offer? You talked about certainly the suites, good family value deal. Not just families, but even if
It's great for sports groups.
That's
too.
what I'm thinking. And cleanliness, very important. Customer service, we talked about, very important. Any other things that you want to talk about that these hotels have that maybe we didn't mention yet?
Well, I think the main thing is that if people come to these properties that we've mentioned, they know that they'll get great customer service. We don't try to gouge people with rates. We're pretty reasonable with our rates. We stay in line with the rest of our competition. We do comp set reports where we look at our competition and we know what other people in our area are charging, the rates, and we stay competitive. So I
Which
think
is
that's
very
great.
important.
Yes.
No doubt. Some hotels will have certain discounts, AAA.
There's a zillion discounts.
Oh, you have a
out
bunch
there.
of that. Wow.
Well, online, there's different websites you can go to. There's different travel agencies.
Oh.
There's all kinds of different ways to find deals, if you will.
Oh, so you have like coupons and specials?
No, I'm talking about the online stuff.
The online stuff, yeah.
Yeah, there's AAA, there's AARP discounts, there's military discounts.
Whoa, senior discounts?
Yes, that's AARP.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
Senior. Yeah. I have rates set up with the hospitals in the area, so if they refer business. There's different event venues that I work with. Like the Wildlife World Zoo, and there's different golf courses that refer people to us. So they get discounts if they're referred by these venues.
So you are busy.
I'm very busy.
You got to put all these things into place.
Yes, sir.
How'd you learn this?
Through time.
Really?
I've been in the hospitality industry for a long time. I was in the rental car industry prior to the hotel industry. So
oh, wow. Oh, yeah,
a lot of tricks up my sleeve.
Yeah, and that's important because it certainly, with that type of experience versus someone with no experience, boy, that I don't know how they'd survive because these are really key strategies that you're utilizing, which is really very cool. They should be very happy they have you as their regional sales director.
Well, I hope so.
I think so.
I've been there for 2 years, so I think so.
Yeah, it seems like, after a year, if you're still there, that's a good sign. It would seem like. Okay, so a couple of reminders. August 21st, 4 to 5 p.m., ribbon cutting, and that's at the Windmill?
No, at the Quality Inn and Suites in
Quality
Youngtown.
Inn. Okay, and that is at...
right off of Grand Avenue.
In Youngtown, actually.
Youngtown.
11201 Grand Avenue, Youngtown, Arizona. Get out there. That should be a lot of fun.
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. So, and then I think, people have a special event. Make sure you get in touch with Leslee Kies. What's the contact information?
You want me to say it on the air, the phone number?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Okay. So they can call me at, my main office is at the Windmill Suites. That number is 623-583-0133. Or my email address is sales, S-A-L-E-S, at windmillsurprise.com. That's my main email address.
So that's the place where you want people to call. So I think they should definitely explore the opportunity before they explore anything else.
I would greatly appreciate
that.
Yeah,
that would be really cool. Sounds like really good stuff. And we really appreciate you being on Breakthrough Thinking Broadcasting Network today.
I appreciate it, too.
The Peoria Chamber of Commerce Radio. You're more than welcome, and we'd love to have you on again, get an update what's going on.
Okay.
And that is it till next month with the Peoria Chamber of Commerce Radio Hour. Of course, we have other shows during the week. Just check our Facebook, our website for those particular shows, breakradioshow.com. We'll be at the Moon Saloon, NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060 KDUS this Saturday, the Moon Saloon in Peoria from 12 to 3, talking some hockey and sports. A lot of fun, great place, great food. All right, everyone have a great week. Talk to you next month.
Thank you so much, Dave.
You're welcome.